You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for our Black and White Sports. Well, judging by the Olympic ratings, many of you that are subscribed to this channel likely aren't watching. We know all the reasons why you might not be watching, whether it's all the atrocities going on with the Muslim Uyghurs over there, the human rights violations with Hong Kong, Tibet, the list goes on and on. Now, of course, one of the most vocal opponents of communist China, besides us, is going to be NBA star Enes Kanter Freedom. Well, him and a Florida congressman have gotten together and they said, you know what we'll do? We'll just shoot and run an ad during the middle of the Olympics to make sure that everybody knows exactly what's going on with these Olympic Games. Except NBC decided not to allow it. Let's take a look at this. Very interesting. Genocide Games. NBC refuses to run ad critical of China by NBA's Kanter and Florida congressman. We will watch this ad in just a second. NBC is refusing to broadcast an ad critical of China during the 2022 Winter Olympic Games in Beijing, a U.S. congressman says. The 30-second spot purchased by Florida GOP rep Mike Waltz blasted the event as the, quote, genocide games referenced China's long history of human rights abuses and called out by major U.S. companies for participating. So this ad actually calls out all the brands that are sponsoring this Winter Olympics over there. Waltz, the first Green Beret to serve in Congress, has long been a tough China critic. He billed the $40,000 ad to his campaign. Quote, this is the equivalent of holding the Olympics in Germany in the 1940s or Rwanda during their atrocities, Waltz told the Post. Quote, it is beyond the pale that the IOC didn't move the games. I absolutely agree with that. The ad pointedly highlighted companies for their business relationships with China, including Visa, Coca-Cola, Nike, Intel, Procter & Gamble, and more. Let's take a look at this ad right here.
The world's greatest athletic showcase. But just outside the show, rape, genocide, slave labor.
Wow.
American companies are drunk on Chinese dollars, entangled with communist dictators committing atrocities and propping up these genocide games staged by the Chinese Communist Party. And what can we do?
Stand for freedom. Defund the dictators. When you see made in China,
put it down.
Servant Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Wow. And Enes Kanter shows up in the back half of the ad. Quote, I think the companies supporting it should be absolutely ashamed, Florida lawmaker said. Many of them preach social justice. Again, Coca-Cola. Intel gave, I saw yesterday, in fact, Intel gave, I think, $1 million to Black Lives Matter, contributing to their Help Me Buy a New House fund, and contribute millions and millions of dollars to social justice causes, and yet are turning a blind eye to genocide going on. Many of them are complicit with their own supply chains. That would be Nike. The spot also featured Boston Celtics center Enes Kanter Freedom, a Swiss-born Turk who became a U.S. citizen in November, urging viewers to, quote, stand for freedom and defund the dictators. Oh, that's interesting. The ad ended with Waltz and Kanter telling Americans to avoid products made in China. When you see made in China, put it down. NBC on Friday killed the ad, which was to air in Washington, D.C. this coming Monday night during the Olympic coverage. Quote, NBC will not run our ad unless we remove the corporate logos of the companies. Wow. Walt's spokesperson James Hewitt told the Post, adding they refused to alter the 30-second spot. NBC disputed Hewitt's characterization of the situation. The ad was not rejected per NBC Universal's long-standing advertising guidelines. Changes to the ad were requested so it could air. quote, it defeats the major purpose of the ad to highlight U.S. sponsors culpable with China's human rights abuses. The point of the ad was to target Olympic audiences in D.C. China, the world's second largest economy, has drawn international criticism for its treatment of Uyghur Muslim minorities in the province of Xinjiang. The country has been accused of interning up to 1 million Uyghurs in labor and re-education camps. Many of them recounted stories of brutal mistreatment, and we won't even say that on YouTube. China has denied the accusations and provocatively chose a Uyghur athlete to light the Olympic flame during the game's opening ceremony. Okay. So, there you have it. It seems that Enes Kanter, Freedom, and this Florida GOP congressman decided to, put their money where their mouth was. Let's make this ad, put it during the Olympic Games, and NBC said, yeah, but you got to take out the corporate sponsors. Well, what's the point? What's the point? They are trying to show the logos of the companies you're familiar with so you can see who is funding this absolute nightmare. I mean, hell, if this was just going to get shown in Washington, D.C., I don't know how many people would have seen it anyway. They've just set the record for the lowest Olympic ratings that we've ever seen. But still, NBC looks pretty bad in all this. That just tells you that little segment they ran on opening night with Mike Tirico, that was a joke. That was a joke. They don't care. The IOC certainly doesn't care, or they'd have pulled these games right out of China. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Peace. I'm out. Till next.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.